Yo, what's going on, folks? Hope you had a good day in the markets. I know a lot of people did and didn't. A lot of people got stuck up in this daily FVG. But to start things off today, looking at NQ, remember this morning, I mentioned this morning's video, I mentioned this was my condition going into today. I wanted to see, remember coming into pre-market, we held this hourly FVG. I said as long as we held this, and then ES held its here on the hourly. From here, I figured we would see higher prices. ES and NQ were kind of uncorrelated for a little bit this morning, so ES really had no follow through, but NQ did, and that's all we needed. Remember, I wanted 15,463. As long as we held this would be our daily FVG that we were looking for. And you see what happened when we tapped into it. We actually tapped into it three separate times today, and you kind of see like if it didn't get all the liquidity the first time, we kind of always go back up and then like stab it again. The first one was we left equal highs sitting right here. So this may not be a perfect line here. We actually took this actually set up our a long position, our second long position for us today. So well, we actually longed. We took a long position in here. I'll break it down when I get to the smaller time frames. But we took a long position up to 460, if you guys recall, and then uh, and then we came back down a little bit. And then we hopped back in. Down in here, we had a nice setup. We knew we had equal highs on the hourly and the daily here, and we knew we should come back for it. And then on this candle, we got out of our second long. So two longs today, going back to back to 460 was pretty much the day today. Didn't catch any of the down moves in the alerts room. Sadly, that's actually where we were in that ES long that we did get stopped out on, but obviously we were profits only on that, very very small. And maybe we shouldn't have been in that long, especially with NQ taking the daily FVG. So ES did not get up into this higher one like we wanted, but it does not have to, since NQ did. And then another thing to note, NQ is still, yeah, it got above this weekly FVG, but you can see we need to get above 350 tomorrow and close to inverse this weekly fair value gap. As of right now, we're still in that weekly, and we have yet to close over this daily order block. We do have the daily inverse here, though. Maybe then you see like what happened today. We had daily inverse, and then the daily FEG here, right here, and you see that's kind of where we caught bottom today. So uh, reject from like I always say, the market moves imbalance to imbalance. We reject here to go tap into and rebalance this daily FEG, rebalance this inverse here, and then have to see what tomorrow brings. As far as tomorrow, um, this is a bullish sign. I mean, we held this daily balance price range or a double FEG, whatever you want to call it, and then you see we got a nice bounce. But why did we bounce from here? I think we might still be bearish going into tomorrow, just because I think this pump might have been, and we held that daily just because it's very rare we have like every day taking new highs in a week. So I feel like we're gonna have some kind of like pullback. We could just chop tomorrow as well and stay in this range because we are in that like we are in that 20 to 30% weekly candle range already. So it very well could just be a chop day tomorrow. But I do think we are at least retracing to the 50% mark from the high of today, which would put us back in this 15-minute FVG. Put us in this 15-minute FVG above the .5 fib at 342. Maybe tonight we get this, and then tomorrow we have a short setup down to uh, these equal lows thing down here at 167. So that's kind of what I'm looking for tomorrow. Obviously, we'll only take a short setup out of this 15-minute FVG. We did tap into it a little bit here, but maybe we get a little bit higher on the to get across that 50% mark, and then find a confirmation short back to these lows. However, if we do reinverse this, obviously expect higher, much higher prices, and then there's probably a higher time frame objective. I just don't see anything else on the NQ chart above here that would need like balance first. Like we still have these equal lows here on the daily. Obviously, we don't have to go for them, but I mean, we still have an inverse here, and there's just we just need some kind of pullback to like in here, maybe fill some 4 hour. You know, we have untapped 4 hour FEGs sitting down here, which we could tap into. You know, when we take the equal lows. So I think we just need a little more pullback, and then from there we can look for higher prices. So and then ES pretty much the same thing today. Uh, we're still rejecting this daily FEG, came back down, and you see where ES bounced today as well. So ES also held this daily FEG. However, one thing to note when you're talking about the 50% mark, uh, if you look at the 50% from today, if you take the high, we'll go from here. If you go from here to here, you see where ES rejected. It hit the 50% mark and it's already rejected. So that's why I kind of think NQ might be off to do the same thing. Seeing this makes me think that ES does not NQ does not have to hit that 50 that 0.5 fib and get up into premium. We'll have to wait and see. And then if you another thing to note, if you go to YM as well, uh, let's see if I can click the right button here. YM as well is has already got above the 0.5 fib and is now rejecting this 15 minutes. So kind of expecting the same thing on NQ. Have to see. That's the good thing about overnight. We're gonna wake up to 10 more hourly candles, kind of see where price wants to show us going into tomorrow. So and then obviously this is a 15 minute, this is a 5 minute because that drop was so fast, and this is an hourly as well. So this will be the condition tonight. I want to see us either get over this or reject it and then have like a nice short setup. A short setup would lead us to these obvious equal lows here, and then we could have into this hourly. So maybe something like I don't know. Let's see if I can draw it. Maybe something like here, back up into here, and then maybe some kind of thing, and then go higher. Maybe something like that tomorrow. However, just remember it could be some chop or just a slow trend day tomorrow is kind of what I'm expecting. So today, our two long positions. Let's get rid of all this. I always forget to go over our alerts. So today, this was the first one. Remember, said we went to 460 and then 460. Here was the here was the first one. Uh, we took this is where we had the equal highs, and then we're like, okay, well we closed above this 1 minute inverse, retested it, never closed below, which would have been our stop, and then we got in at 440, and then we sold obviously at 460. So that was our first one, and then our second one, where was it? That was not it. And then our second one, I believe. And then our second one was from this 1 minute. Overnight, we got above here. We got in around, I think we got in a little bit early, and then you see we took it up to our what we thought would be our liquidity purge, but we just left the equal high. We still got it out at 460, so our longs were both still good there. So and then obviously the ES fail as well. Won't forget about that. Pretty much the same thing, just the inverse failed because NQ had already hit the daily FVG. So that's pretty much what happened today. Just going imbalanced, imbalanced. There's no news or anything. It's just whenever I like mention daily FVGs, like you just always have to be cautious and be aware of where they are because this was you see just the kind of reaction that you get off them. It's a great spot to get out of long positions and wait for some kind of either short setup or some retracement and then look for a long again or anything like that. So with that, kind of got long-winded again. I'm sorry. Appreciate if you stuck around for the entire video and hope you guys have a wonderful evening and we'll see you tomorrow.